Greetings from a very warm middle of the map here in Kansas City. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hello. This is a warm summer night, end of summer night, and my name is Murphy Daley. I am author of the AV Project Manager Handbook, and you are joining us for the AV Life.
Hey, this is Brandy Johnson, PTZ Optics, and I am coming to you from a very, very humid Tampa, Florida. You're watching and listening to the AV Life.
James King here, writer for the Higher Ed Digital Media, the IT and AV column, and you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you from the great state of New Jersey and Rutgers University and higheredav.com. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. I will say it was actually quite a beautiful day here in New Jersey today, but we are about to get hit with nothing but rain for the next 3 days. So, Brandy, I mean, Florida in August, it is humidity. That's just what
and
it
just
is.
rain, so much rain. And I went to Sarasota on Sunday, and I thought I went to the beach, Lido Beach, and it started, and the wind was blowing me over, and the sand was pelting me.
Yeah.
Well, are we having a hurricane or a tropical storm?
So I have a story about rain in just a minute, but let's bring our guest in here tonight, back again to join us. And he just dropped me a line, and I was like, yeah, sure, come and join us. Why not? So here's, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Borough is here to join us. Hey, Steve, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Tim. How about you?
Oh, doing peachy keen. Thank you very much.
Great. I want to say good day, from the Great White North.
Mm-hmm.
And,
there you go. Well, we don't have Nancy here, so you're our
You are our north.
You are
our north of the border.
You're our Canadian for the night.
You gotta have one Canadian on the call.
Yeah, there you go.
At least one.
Sounds like a great idea.
So anyway, so my rain story. So every year, my son and all his friends and all their parents and my wife and I, we all get together and we go and rent boats up on Greenwood Lake here in New Jersey / New York, because the lake extends between the two states. And it's a great time. It's 40 of us. It's a huge group. And they're giant. There's a giant boat, and we had a tiki boat this year, so that was fun. But anyway, this year, the weather was pretty good until the very end of our shift, or for on the boat. And what was happening, you actually looked south, going south on the lake. You saw the sheet of rain coming towards us up the lake. From a distance, we looked and it was oh, it looks a little foggy, and we were like, yeah, no, that's not fog.
That's not fog.
That's not fog. It was the rain coming at us up the lake. So yeah, we made it out. We got, I don't know, I think we only got cut short by 10 minutes or something like that for what our time was going to be on the lake. So it wasn't a huge loss, but yeah, we just made it through. That was wild to be able to see that.
Yeah, I got to put my feet in the water and then run back to the car. Well, okay, on the way back to the car, a lady and her little kid. First off, she had a thong on with a little kid, which I thought was kind of inappropriate. But way inappropriate. But she had lost her bag, and she had no phone. The keys were in her bag, and just pouring down rain, and she's asking for help. And we're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's a little wild. Before we get too deep into stories and such, I know Murphy has a PM minute for us, a very serious PM minute. I know you made sure to clear that with us. So let's have it, Murphy, and then we can switch gears from there.
Yeah. So at this moment, I'm very sad because my cat is extremely ill. We
Oh.
thought he was fine, and we are now figuring out what to do for poor kitty that has a very serious illness that appears to be pretty much untreatable. So, and he's a happy cat, but we know his clock is ticking. So,
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, Murphy. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have made as much light to that as I did. So I apologize.
well, okay, but what does this have to do with? Well, it has to do with the AV life because all of us love our pets. We have AV pets, and all of us. It's a very close
Yes.
thing, right? So today, while I was waiting for the call back from the vet, I was writing some stories to share on the interwebs, and I thought of I was like, okay, what are some great stories I have to tell? And so the story was, okay, let me tie it back together. So this is a serious, sad thing. What do you do for the cat? He's going to it's going to end his life, but until we get there, we have to look at what the cat needs. And there's what the vet says, and there's what our impulse is. What can we do to help him? But I have to look at what the cat needs, right? And he's going to tell me what he needs. He's going to tell me if he wants to rest or if he needs to be left alone and left alone to cross the rainbow bridge. So when it comes to projects, I was thinking of this really horrible project, the horrible ones that stay in your mind, right? And this particular project, it was handed to me and I didn't have all the information, but if you don't have all the information, you don't know what you don't know until you get on site and you go, funny, why, what is going on, right? So we got to the point where like, oh no, there's a whole bunch we don't know. It's not working. And okay, the customer lost his cool. He was saying things like, we believe that you have to do these projects and you will stay on site. Our vendors are expected to stay on site until this job is done. And if you have to sleep under the tables, that's what you have to do. You will not be leaving the site. And I was like, what do I do? And I realized, should I tell him? What should I do? And my installers were surly anyway, which is part of the problem. I was new. There was a whole bunch of things we didn't have. It was all these things. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? What does the project need? Would it have even helped if we stayed in the room? No. So I could look it was like 3 a.m. I could look at the customer in the eye. We will have a meeting tomorrow and get the right resources to move this project forward. He's like, you cannot leave. I'm like, well, we're going to move it forward when we have our meeting tomorrow because the project is what wins. The customer, even though he wants to be upset and take his pound of flesh, he really wants the project to be done more than anything, honestly. So as I was thinking about that and feeling sad about my cat and trying to talk with my family, what we do for our beloved cat and ourselves and our hearts, what does the project need? And what does the cat need? To pay attention, that wins. So all the other things are kind of noise. And the project will tell you, what can I do to make it actually work? Don't Band-Aid it. Don't try to figure it out. Don't lie. I could have lied and said, absolutely. What if I had said, sure, I'll sleep under the table? Would that have done anybody any good? No. I thought about it. Like, it was 3. I was tired. So, but what I mean to say is the project wins. You can bring it back to the focus and bring it back right down to the focus of what is needed in that moment. It narrows it down. What does the project need? What is the most important thing in these kind of situations that are high tension and high emotions?
Right. And you know what? That's a very important reminder for staying focused on what the project needs. Because so often and I think that also impacts things like scope creep. We talk often about that, change orders, that's like, to try to minimize.
Need a golden podium?
Right. Yeah. You know, and then for someone like me, like, you know, I'm a little neurodivergent, as they say. You know, the pulling off of the focus is very easy for me to do. So yeah, it's a good reminder to like, what it does this need? It's like, you know, and like, what's the priority? Also, what's the priority? Like, especially if you're running multiple projects, like I feel like there's that, like,
Oh, that's a whole other discussion.
that's a whole
Yes.
other,
Very an important one. Yes.
that's a whole nother, that's
Stand by.
that's the
The
next,
whole
yeah,
PM hour.
Yep.
PM hour.
I can't count how many times we opened up classrooms for Labor Day, because classes are going to start, when all the work was the sound and the laptop input, and that was it, right? You know, there was nothing else working yet, but it had to open, and here's the bare minimum that's needed to get it going.
It's kind of the MVP, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum viable product.
Exactly.
So that's a serious one, but my heart is heavy right now as
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I've had the blessing of my cat. I still have him, but he's got like lung cancer. So
Oh
my goodness.
But he's breathing well, and
okay.
He is for the moment. So focus right now on him.
Yeah, on the now. Yeah.
And give all the lovins you can.
Yep.
Well, in an interesting circle of life kind of thing, my family is starting the search for our first furry family member. So
Nice.
What are you getting?
Well, we're looking into a dog. We haven't made any decisions yet, so hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll have an answer.
A lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah, we know. Well, so both my wife and I come from
Dog families.
Dog families. So yeah.
That's perfect.
But yeah, we made the updates to the house that we wanted to get done. So now we're like in a position where we could go, yes, we can get the dog now.
Get an animal and destroy it. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
You want a little dog or a big dog?
A bigger dog, like medium, large. You know, that's kind of where we're in that realm. Well, we did just put in a new fence, and then I spoke to the our installer today, like, you know, because we had some other little things that need to be fixed up, and he's like, "Oh, you get like a 2-year warranty." And I'm like, "Oh, great!" it's like I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that over the next 2 years. And
you know what kind of dog you want?
I think we're looking in like the Labrador area.
Oh,
so,
I love labs. I grew up with them.
Yeah, because I had a black lab. I
had black labs.
Yeah, so
They're
so good.
As a possibility, I have a sweet dog. The breed is an Airedale Terrier, and she's kind of lab sized. And the thing about her that's awesome, this breed, is they don't shed. They're like poodles. They're like poodles, but more masculine.
A masculine poodle. All right.
But I used to have a lab that would answer the phone.
Oh, interesting.
Labs are smart.
So, you know, back in the day, like we actually had phones that you had to, like, you know, house phones.
Like,
so somebody, you know, so if somebody would call, he would take the phone off the hook and start barking.
Okay.
All right.
The problem was he didn't know how to put it back on. So then it would just be busy the rest of the day.
Stop bothering us.
Well, that's how you used to get your peace and quiet. You take the phone off the hook, and you know.
Great.
So.
Yeah.
There was no that was your do not disturb. It was.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You slammed that phone down, and you knew you were in trouble.
I know. I wish I had that. I mean, there needs to be like a you know, a sound that happens when you hit the end button fast or hard.
Right. Well, I mean, you know,
I mean, some people know. I need business.
Yeah, they know now. Like if you long press on the screen on the end button, it just like gives that, you know, clunk.
I mean, business.
Yeah.
Come on, Apple. Come on, Apple and Android. You know what you have to do.
Hear us now.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Make out the check to the AV life.
There you go.
The equivalent of a thumbs up on the end button.
There you go. Yeah.
Sounds like an app that somebody could code with
Oh, that's
Claude
hard.
or something like that.
Oh, there you go.
right?
Yeah, yeah. With all the AI that we have now, we could definitely do that. So,
I know. Like there needs to be something to let people know when I'm angry.
hmm
I mean,
Well-
they pretty much know. Like it's not really hard.
mhm. Well, so James, you're sitting nice and comfy back there. So
know.
we're glad that you're here, though.
I
So,
missed you, James.
yeah.
I haven't talked to you. I haven't seen that face since info.
Yeah. No, it's been busy where soccer is about to pick up. But right now, I mean, we're 6:00 at night and it's 111 out.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's like what it
So-
was 2 years ago. Like that Infocom 2 years ago, it was so brutal.
Brutal.
Like, yeah.
So like I've been kind of holding off and doing my training because I know I do the younger kids. I know I don't get a good training in this kind of heat.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. And,
Yeah.
and younger kids sometimes don't realize when they're getting too hot, and then all of a sudden you're in
Yeah.
trouble with a child.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
My grandson's football practices started and they moved him inside. Because the mornings, it used to be you just moved him to the mornings and moved him early. And it's like,
But morning's hot.
no,
Yeah.
it's, by 9 in the morning, it's 80, 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're
I
in a heat wave right now. Like we
Ooh.
have a dome over us, a heat dome, and then like the last 2 weeks have been 114 or more.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like I look back to like when I was in high school, and I think about like I was a soccer player, so like we would do doubles. Like you had a morning session, you had an evening session, but like the football team was doing triples some days, like, and they're in full pads, and I'm like, how did we not like
Die.
How did they not die? Like, yeah, how do they like? Now I know they had like I remember them having those giant like water fountain type of drinking fountains, like it had the pipes and all the water just
But I don't
constantly.
recall it being this hot.
I mean, there
I
is
kinda
probably
feel
that.
like
Yeah,
I feel like the heat is a lot heatier. Like
heat is a lot heatier. That's a quote right there.
It's like, am I wrong?
No,
the
I
extremes are more extreme.
yeah. That's your
It's
climate.
a lot more extreme than it used to be when we were growing up.
And that's
Yeah.
your climate change right there. And that's but I'm not going to get into that. That's we could start a whole argument online about that. But
It's
But
so funny. I
we
had a meeting at 5:00 today, and I was at I had stopped by my second mom's house. She lives in the Villages,
Mhm.
and I'm sitting there, and I've got sweat pouring down my face in our house. I'm like, man, I remember this. I remember back when I was a kid and being in her house and be like, man, please turn the air on. And I'm like, she still does that. It's like 70. It was like 79 in her house, and she thinks that's cool.
Mm.
And I was sitting there in a meeting, and I'm like, just sweat, like pouring, on a virtual meeting at 5:00 this evening. And I'm like, and I got off the phone. I got off the meeting. And I'm like, you still what is wrong with you? It's
So-
hot.
Yeah, my sister was saying that she is always cold in the office that she works in. Even in the summer, it can be 90 degrees outside, and she's cold in the office that she's working in. And everybody else in the whole building is saying how hot it is. So it's not that they've got the building down at refrigerator temperature. She's just always cold.
Mhm.
So maybe your second mom is the same way.
Yeah.
Well, we've got my engineer has to go. He lives in Dallas, and our demo warehouse is down there in Dallas. So he's kind of our little gopher sometimes to go over and get product out or fix things or whatever. But they have to do that in an un-AC'd warehouse
Alice?
in Dallas. So sometimes I'm like, okay, can you, so no longer is it just, can you drive over and, pack this display for me? It's like can I buy you like an ice pack for your neck or something? And then you go do me a favor. It's so hot.
A personal fan?
So
Yeah.
Like, gosh. So
One of
when
those
you
neck
guys are-
fans?
when you're getting your rooms ready for, school to start,
Mm.
you have AC and everything in your building. I mean, everything is, having heat like
Hit-
that. Right?
hit or miss, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I had to do a walkthrough the other day, and I was like, Okay,
Yeah.
how fast can we walk through here?
Well, that's kind of where we're at right now. Is that like we're mid installs right now? So I've got
Mhm.
electricians in some rooms and integrators in others, and the low voltage guys in another room. Like so, they're like all doing their work. But the one building, the AC from classroom to classroom, it depends. Some of them are nice and cold. Some of them are not.
Mm.
And like we've been told from facilities that, oh, we're working on it, oh, it'll get there. It's like, okay, well, we're in August, kids are coming back in 4 weeks,
Yeah.
they're gonna need air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that end of summer get into, hey, we're having orientation. This needs to be installed August 12th. Hey, we need to have this class starts
Mhm.
August 17th. Like we've got things. This is the couple of weeks where everybody's freaking out about stock and we're doing this and we're like, let's get it done for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah, we had for energy conservation, they would shut down wings of buildings that were not occupied, no classes on, no conferences on in those classrooms, that type of thing. And so those are the times. So when we've got our people in working on stuff, and you go into the section of the building, it's like, oh my God, there's no air in here. You have to phone to say, hey, can we get the air put back on? We got to work in this wing of the building for the next week,
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes they would, and sometimes somehow it just didn't happen. I don't get it.
And James, what's your building going to do if you lose electricity to work on the building next door? It's like
You're gonna die.
114 degrees. If you don't
So
have
what is it maxing out in the
Say
day?
that like it's a joke. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually just saw a post. We've been 11 days, 110 or plus.
Wow.
It's gotten up to like 116, 117.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's getting hot. Now, what we're gonna do, I mean, we got a lot of plans. Yes, our building will experience a power cut to tie in a new building eventually. We don't know the date yet of that, but the plan is, I'll admit, this is one thing that I really like about the environment I work in is we have a great working relationship with our facilities team.
Mhm.
And we were in our planning meeting and our facility director was talking to the administration. It's like, look, when the power goes out, the next day, facilities and IT need a full day to bring the building back on before any other staff comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so we're already putting that in that, like, okay, once we know it's going to be cut, that following day, the only people in the building are going to be facility and IT to bring it back up, to cool it off. So all events, all classes, all the stuff either going to be remote or at a different location.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you have parts of the building that can't be shut down, refrigerators, that kind of stuff?
Yes, we do, and they're making plans for that. So we do have a backup generator, and there's a lot on the backup generator, but not everything, of course.
Right.
And then we are a medical school. We do have cadavers.
Right.
So they actually hired a company to bring in portable cooling units for the cadaver lab.
I would hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then those areas, because IT is going to be down, there's no way to not a good way to monitor that, so they have to be supervised.
Yep.
Yeah.
Luckily we're actually we have a 24/7 security, so our building is always being monitored with people and stuff.
Right.
So what are you guys thinking about? Because what I've noticed with all the extreme weather is in Ohio, we are getting a lot of tornadoes. Like, are you guys getting any extremes? Like, I'm spending a lot of time in the basement, and luckily I got my son a projector for his birthday. And so we got, the alert went off on Saturday. I'm like, grab your projector, let's go. We watched Hangover.
Nice.
But I'm like, what is going on? Like, there's so many tornadoes.
Yep. New Jersey, we got 3 last week. Like 3 confirmed touchdowns in the state, like from that storm that came through, that really wild one. Yeah,
Well, that's
so
what it was us on. So we got it on Saturday. So
yeah, and then what was it last year? Last year was the year of earthquakes. This
Yeah.
year was the
it's
tornadoes.
the
'Cause-
tornadoes.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
were getting like 2.1, like 1.8.
Yeah.
Like we were getting like the little ones, but they were we don't get those here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But last year that was all it was.
Mhm.
But yeah, this year is the year of rain and tornadoes.
Are you getting tornadoes? A lot of tornadoes, Renee? Because you're like the land of tornadoes.
I felt like knocking on wood and not answering these questions because we really not
Oh,
right.
so you sent them to us?
No, I think they've gone around. They've been hitting like Oklahoma and hitting Nebraska, that kind of going around us. But usually the answer is yes. It's bad here, but
The tow truck's here.
Oh,
all
yay.
right.
Good
I'll
luck,
try and
Brandy.
come
Good
back.
luck.
good luck.
I'll try and come back.
Don't drive yet.
Yeah.
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 Weather is a crazy
Oh.
thing, and we're always going to see. I think we're just one of those things where we're at the extreme right now, and then it's going to swing back the other way, and it's going to level out for a little bit, and then stream back over. That's just
Mhm.
weather. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a few tornadoes in the summer in Ontario, but we haven't really had very many this year. What we've had more is severe thunderstorms with a lot of rain, at least in my part of Ontario, in southern Ontario. When I say a lot, 4 inches of rain in 2 hours kind of thing.
Wow.
So then that causes a lot of localized flooding,
Mm.
right? Because nothing's meant to take that much water that fast.
Gotcha.
It's insane.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we've been dealing with that too. Like, it's just we've been getting just nonstop water. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, my grass looks great, and so do the plants in my front yard. But like, this is a good year that my son decided to plant a tomato plant. So it was,
Cool.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
send some of that our way. We really need
Yeah, I
the
know,
rain
yeah.
and water.
Mhm.
We're definitely hurting. And actually, I haven't dove into it, but I've heard that they're cutting our use of the Colorado River by like 25%.
Oh wow.
So
I'd heard that was something that was being considered,
Yeah.
cutting back a couple of major rivers and how much water is being used.
yeah, I think California was cut 12%. I think Nevada was 25%. I think Arizona was around there too. What they're cutting back on usage.
Dang. They need more snow out there in the winter in Colorado.
Yeah, they do.
Up in Denver in the headwaters. Yeah.
The interesting thing is, I learned years ago about Colorado is they're not allowed to use rain barrels. A lot of places I think New Jersey, you could do rain barrels
Yeah.
and stuff. But Colorado, you're not allowed because what it was they were finding people were doing that, and then the water was not reaching farmlands. So coming down. So they actually put a ban saying that technically the wording they used was you don't own that water. It's supposed to go to somewhere else. So you're not allowed to collect rainwater.
Interesting.
Wow.
It's interesting that somebody owns rainwater.
Yeah.
Water rights are so ancient and so a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Water
Yeah.
rights. I mean, wasn't that something around? Wasn't Abraham's son kind of in trouble for water stuff?
Oh.
They're like way old. They're talking Old Testament Abraham.
Oh, I'm like Abraham. I'm like Abraham.
Yeah, I'm like
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Oh,
Yeah.
Abraham. Oh.
I'm saying very old.
Even older than that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something like that. My old Catholic memory is.
Oh no, it was. It might have been Jay, but he was trying to get. Oh, he was going out and he wanted to get his camels watered, and the one lady watered all his camels. So he's like, "You're the one for me."
Oh, yeah. Oh, who was
I
that?
can't remember if it was
And it's not the lady. It's not the lady at the well. It's because that was Mary. That was Mary Magdalene. That was that's
Isaac.
new.
Oh no,
That's
that's
New
way
Testament.
later.
That's New
Oh
Testament.
no, the lady.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, New Testament. No, we're staying. Stick.
No, we're
with me and
staying.
Genesis.
Yeah, we're staying old.
Yeah, so it was either Isaac or Jacob, and I think it was Jacob. Jacob was the rabble rouser, and then no, it was Isaac's. Yeah, that's what happened. He's like, go get the, and then she fed all the camels. She watered all the camels. She's like, that's very nice of you, and so they kind of hit it off.
Right on. Hit it off like, oh, you own all these water rights, so yeah, you're the one for me.
There you go. Exactly.
This is a great resource.
The content everyone comes here to listen to. Water
Yeah,
and
sorry.
weather.
Okay. Water rights in the Old Testament.
Yeah. Yep. This is Rebecca. That was.
There we go.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
You're welcome. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
I had to Google it.
It's Rebecca, which is, that's a nice name.
It's a lovely name.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good.
but speaking of water around here, and we're always on a water drought. Like, don't use water, and consequently, we very very obediently killed our lawn several years ago, and I'm tired of that. I'm willing to join the suburban crew again by having a lawn, but it's too hot right now. We're going to plant it probably in December. I'm tired of having all these weeds.
So the funny thing is, out here in Vegas, they have a lot of fake grass or AfroTurf. In fact, you're not allowed to put grass in anymore in your own properties.
We have perfectly good plastic grass.
Yeah.
Stop with this grass.
The funny thing was, during the time Infocom was here, I was talking to somebody, and we were in an area, and they were like, something's odd about the grass. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, the coloring, it doesn't look right. I'm like, it's fake grass. They didn't realize it was fake grass.
Wow.
They thought it was real grass, and they're like, no wonder it's so green and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's all fake grass.
Oh, speaking of fake grass, and this ties into soccer a bit here. And I'm not going to talk about FIFA and the NFL owners tearing up the grass fields all over the place, but that's a whole nother story. My son is trying out for one of the local travel teams, and James was giving me a couple pointers to pass along to him on that. But we were coming home from the tryout last night, and he goes, I don't like playing on turf. I'm like, I don't blame you. I'm like, I'm sorry. And he's like, am I always going to play on turf? And I'm like, more than likely you're going to be playing on turf. Jersey's a little bit better when it comes to grass fields, but for the most part, like the more he's going to play, the more he's going to be on turf. Like, that's just the reality.
I didn't actually, turf for me is a bad experience because my first time ever playing on a turf field is actually, I kind of say ended my soccer playing career, even though I wasn't going far. But that's actually when I got injured. And yeah, it was, so turf fields are not very common on the East Coast, and they're very expensive to put in. Here in the West Coast, like, we have a lot of turf fields. We have some grass ones, but we have a lot of turf fields. And yeah, it's not fun playing on it. So one thing I always did when I coached a team, especially when I was coaching on the East Coast and we would come across a turf field, the first thing I did during warm-up, I went to my players and I go, fall down. And they're like, what? I'm like, fall down right now. I want you to get used to how it feels to fall on the turf.
Right.
It's gonna feel different. And so they did that in part of their warm-up, was falling down on turf, just because it was something we didn't do much. Here we train on turf all the time, and it's weird. It's interesting.
Yeah. So but
I just did a quick Google for hardscape landscaping for California, and there's some beautiful stuff that has no grass. I'm just saying.
There is a lot of
options,
there's a lot that you don't need grass, so you can get great landscaping.
There's some beautiful stuff there that looks pretty and has sitting areas and all that kind of stuff. You could get away from that whole watering the lawn thing if that suited you.
And there's a lot of going back to the AfroTurf. There's a lot of controversy with pro athletes playing on AfroTurf, especially in the soccer world, because it actually was really pushed for women. Their fields were the first with AfroTurf, really, and they saw a huge increase in ACLs injuries, and it's very common on the female side, and some of it linking it to the turf, some are linking it to other factors. But yeah, there's a lot of controversy of grass versus AfroTurf.
Yeah, and that's where the NFL comes in too. Is that they're in the same boat? They're in the same boat. There are more injuries on turf fields when it comes to ACLs, MCLs. Like you put your letter in front of the CL, and that's what but it's hard when you're making an argument to a billionaire to say, spend more money on us and lose money on switching for the events that you make additional money on. Like it's a hard argument. Now I am not saying that the NFL players should not be going for this. They should be, because I think the human body is an important thing and they're your investment. They are your human resource. Like that, you need to care for that human resource. Like, just like we do all of our training and we do all of our, stuff that we do to keep us going as mentally as in our jobs, they need to have what they need to do to do their job effectively and not get hurt. It's like the OSHA for the NFL. It's like, so,
yeah.
And the sad thing is that the not sad. I mean, it's sad because of the aftermath. It was great having, we talked about this in a previous episode. It was great having the World Cup here, seeing all the energy and everything across the country and, up in Canada and down Mexico. It was great seeing all that. It proved, number one, that we could put the grass in all of the stadiums, but then it also proved how little that the owners thought of everything else when every time a round finished in a stadium, that turf was gone unless it previously existed. Like, so it was ripped up and gone, like, just as quickly. Like the final happened at MetLife, and I think that was on a Sunday. I think Tuesday the bulldozers were out tearing up the field. So, they sold.
Chris Netto's post with the picture. He was in a plane going over the top of it. Yeah.
Yep.
It was empty. Yeah.
So, then they were also, I don't know if it ever happened, but I know FIFA was trying to sell the turf from the final at $450 a 3-inch square.
Yeah, that would be something they would do. I mean, that's one thing that drives me kind of insane with the sports things is how much they market and try to make a buck off of it. Like, let's even move away from the World Cup and all that stuff, but look at the F1 when they brought that to Vegas and they had it the street race. They actually went to the restaurants that were along the route and said, you either have to pay a fee for viewing rights or we're blocking your view of already established restaurant. And then the bridges, the pedestrian bridges, they actually put privacy barriers up so people couldn't stand on the bridge and watch the race.
Right.
So
that's wild.
Just because they want that viewer rights, and that's, I mean, whatever they can make a piece, some money, they're gonna, and that's really kind of hurting sports in general.
Yeah.
it's hard to get excited when people make you have to pay like that. You're like, I'm just trying to be happy.
You have to pay for that happiness.
Yeah. And no, I don't think that's a problem with youth soccer or soccer in general in the U.S. And I saw during the World Cup all the people bashing U.S. and how they're going to fix youth soccer and stuff. They're wrong. And in fact, I even kind of put a post on here. I think 99% of those people who are bad mouthing youth sports and all that stuff in America aren't going to do anything about it. You might have 1% who might actually go out and try to do something, and maybe a 0.5% who will actually make a positive impact. And just they don't understand what actually the problem is with youth sport. And it's money is a thing, but it's really the visibility. I mean, you look at it is we don't televise youth sports as much unless you look at the NFL or you look. But again, even that television is so controlled. You have blackout kids. You have to jump through hoops to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw when I was running the youth program back in New Jersey, I saw a huge increase of new players when the Olympics and the World Cup are happening. And you know why? Because almost every television across this country is showing it. You walk into stores and it's on the displays. You walk into restaurants, it's on the bar TVs. Wherever you were, they were on TV. They were televising it. And so people got excited for it, and then they threw their kids into it. Especially when I looked at the increased number of female players was after the World Cup for the girls. And when the U.S. women's team were actually doing well, you would see the increase of young girls joining.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's the whole see it, you can do it. And we don't do enough of that. We don't put that out there enough.
Agreed.
And then adults ruin everything.
Well, yeah, they do. And it's like you have your sideline coaches, so it's or bleacher coaches, however you want to refer to them.
Yeah, it's however you look at it. People just ruin. One, they don't understand. Two, they kill the sport and all sports. I mean, I don't know how many reports I've seen of fights breaking out at softball games, basketball games, football games between parents and the fans, sidelines. It has nothing to do with the players. It's just parents, adults being adults, and they ruined it.
Being stupid.
And yes, I am an adult, and I agree. We all are ruining youth sports.
Yep.
I agree.
I
can't say anything. I've been kicked out of the game.
Why do I believe that?
I may have called the ref an R word.
Oh, okay. That'll do it.
My thing is, I've been on just going with soccer, as you all know, probably following. I've been on all aspects. I have been a player. I have been a parent. I still am a parent of a player. I am a coach. I have been a ref. I have done all of those, and trust me. There are bad reps out there. To a point where I've even tried to, right before leaving New Jersey, I didn't know I was leaving at the time. I was trying to work with the state to address some of the problems we were having with reps. But the thing is, that's not how you yelling at the refs or yelling at the coach or yelling.
I know. It doesn't get anything done, but it made me feel better.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it really?
To my son, okay, and I didn't know this until I actually had met one of the reps at my place of employment, and he asked me. I was talking about refs, and I'm like, it just annoys me because they're always fouling my son out, and he doesn't it, sometimes, but not a lot of times. It's not. He's not even fouling anybody. And I'm really confused. And they're he asked me who my son was. And he's like, well, he's the most defensive player in the league. So they're just assuming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's fast.
They're going to be
They
that.
consider him the most defensive player in the league.
Yep. You're going to see that. You're going to have, the reps who are, oh, I know this player. I heard this. I had this experience when I was reffing, where I was an AR on the sideline and the center one, and we're before the game. We're also the refs. We were sitting there talking, and the center ref saw a parent walk up and to go to the sideline. Didn't even walk up to the ref. Just was walking to watch the game. He's like, "Oh no, they're here." And he didn't give their child, any kind of call. And that kid was getting fouled big time to the point where I actually finally had to put my flag up there and one, and that caused a big stir between me and him. And it was a point where he didn't like the parent, so he actually took it out on the kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen some very miserable, folks that are out there being referees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not enjoying it, and you're reffing, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, go do something else. I've seen them go from the kids' games to the adult games, and they're just as miserable. Fine, be miserable to me. I don't care. I mean, I do care. But at least when I yell at you as an adult, I'm yelling at you because you're an adult as well, and it's directly impacting me. When you're being just a grouchy individual to
my kid,
my kid, that's a
I want to
different
punch you in the face.
Let's think about why youth ref and stuff are so grouchy, and it's because of the adults on the sideline. They are constantly being yelled at. They're constant, and the thing is, a lot of people
if you can't handle being yelled at, then don't do it.
But the thing is, they're out there to control the game, not deal with the parents on the sidelines or the coaches.
No, and I'm not. Yeah,
and the thing is, I when I first had my ref license back when I was in high school, I actually read an article about reffing youth sports. And the article said reffing a youth sport is like taking a test and getting a 90 on it. Yeah, you did great, but you got 10 wrong. And then the article went in and go, there is no way you're getting a 90 in youth sports reffing. You're just not. You're lucky if you get a 50. It just, there's so much going on, and it's a lot through. And you're on the sideline. Cool. You see it one way. You have not been on the field, that angle that ref has. And trust me, I've been on the coach and talk with the ref. I'll be like, hey, I'm seeing this. And they're like, well, I see it this way. Cool. We have different angles. That's why I'm thinking it's this and they're thinking it's this. And I think what coaches and parents is don't get on the refs. Yes, there are bad refs. Don't get me wrong. There are definitely bad ones. But one of the comments I got when I was coaching was that my players were one of the nicest to the refs. And because what I would do is purposely during training, I would make bad calls. It would go out, say the ball went out on Tim, I'll be like, it's Tim's being a team's ball. And the players would be like, but don't argue with the ref. Don't argue. That was always my statement. Don't argue. So my players just got so used to bad calls that whatever it was, they just rolled with it. And they never argue with the ref, and they played better because they just dealt with the calls.
When I called the ref the R, he was so bad. They were so bad that there was one play where they called a foul on my son and he wasn't even in the game.
Yeah. And like I said, there are bad ones.
He's not even playing. How did he foul?
100% agree. There are bad ones. And this was something I was working on where you look at, I will pick on soccer because that's what I know the best is.
Yeah.
Okay, if a player is misbehaving or does something wrong in a game, a ref can yellow card or red card them. They get disciplined. Right. If a coach is disrespectful of the ref or whatever, they can get kicked out. And a lot of the times where I was coaching was the league had fines. If you got a red card for mouthing off to a ref, the club was fined for that. And then if you have parents who went nuts and stuff, they can get kicked out. So there's a lot of recourses for that. But my argument was, where's the recourse for bad
For the refs.
refs? Like, and I even talked. I sat there with the New Jersey board. I'm like, look, I'm a licensed ref. Here's my license. I go, there is zero recourse if I'm a
They
bad
do
ref.
whatever they want.
I go, we need a recourse for bad reps. I had one
Especially when
where
it's like a championship game, like right, like, and you're like, oh,
I don't even think of that. Again, my thing is never about the calls on the game. It's about player safety and emotion. I had a team come off, and I didn't even know this until afterward. We were talking after the game, and my players, who were 10-year-old girls at the time, going, why did the ref hate us? I'm like, and even my assistant, we were like, what do you mean? And the players were telling us the ref was like telling them that they were lazy, they were that unsportsmanlike. And like, this is an adult telling 10-year-olds that. I'm like, wait, we didn't know any of this. That should never happen.
No, never.
Right.
Yeah.
So of all the people that are on the field and associated with that game, whether it's soccer or hockey or baseball, whatever, the referees are the only people getting paid. They're getting paid to do a job. They at least should be paying attention and doing the best job they can. We're all people. We can't be perfect, but bad behavior in the workplace now should not be tolerated.
Great. And let's go with that. And that's why one of the problems with our system is what happens. See you, Murphy.
Thanks, Murphy.
What happened to your good employees when a work culture tolerates bad employees? The good employees leave.
Yep.
We're seeing that with the reps and stuff is because a culture is bad, they're being yelled at. Trust me, yes, are reps being paid? Yeah, but it is not enough money.
No.
It's pocket
I did that as a teenager as well. No, you don't make any money at it. I know that.
Right.
So it's like if the good ones are like, I'm not dealing with this headache. So now you're only left with the bad ones.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
There's a bad egg in every field, I think.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. And also, Steve, sometimes I'll also kind of disagree with you because depending on where you're at, some of your coaches are getting paid.
Oh well, if they're lucky enough for that, that's fantastic.
Yes.
That doesn't happen with kids sports here in Canada.
No, and I'm a very mixed feeling about that because I was I ran a nonprofit town league back in New Jersey, and I was that pay to play. I seen those things and really frustrated me. And then when I came out here, the organization my daughter plays for is I flat out limit a pay to play program. But I only joined it because when we went to the tryout, with the coach, I talked to the coach and I liked his philosophy. I really liked the coach. I'm like, all right, I'm willing for this coach. Right. And then as I got more in with the coach and I talked with the club director and saw the environment, the culture, they were doing their philosophy was the same I had at my nonprofit, was getting the kids on the field. We'll worry about the pay, all that. That's, nothing. It was just getting the kids on the field playing. Yes, they're a competitive league and all that stuff. So winning matters, trophies do important. They're, but really they highlight the players and getting them out playing and not this, you can pay, therefore you can play. Like they're actually developing players. They're putting the best foot effort. So I do like when programs do that. And yes, I'm a coach for them. So I am paid a little bit, not a much, but I get paid a little bit for my time. So it's I can see the benefit of it, but again, not everywhere is like that. we've played teams where I've looked at the coach and I'm like, this is a person who should not be coaching kids.
Mhm.
Get a different part-time job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people, yes.
Yeah. Go deliver food for people.
That's right. That's right. Go deliver Uber Eats or skip the dishes or whatever. You get lots of work.
And that's another thing I think if we were looking at youth sport, and Tim knows it, I could talk about youth sports for hours all night long. This is a big passion of mine, is our coaching education process. So back in New Jersey, to coach a travel team, so if you were going to go into competitive and travel, to coach in that team, you had to have your New Jersey coaching license. Grassroots, very entry level, get into coaching license. High school coaches don't need a license to coach. You just have to be involved in the school.
Right.
You can coach. All right. Yeah. You don't even always have to be a teacher. You just have to be involved with the school somehow. You could be a staff member, like all that stuff. You don't have to. So you have to be a teacher. Most of them are teachers because they don't do enough. They don't get paid enough as a teacher or enough as a coach. But then I started getting my education, working on that. I would love to get my U.S. soccer goalkeeping license. Even though I don't need it, I would love to get it. But I have to reach other licenses to get that. So I'm starting to take those. And I just finished my maybe 6 months, a year ago, I finished my 9v9 and 11v11 grassroots license. And it's a cheap entry level one to get into. And I still remember there was a guy in the course who, and again, I don't say this much, but he is somebody who should not be coaching. Because his answer to every question that the instructor gave was, you got to tell them to kick the ball hard. No matter what the question was, you got to tell them to kick the ball hard. You could tell he didn't understand the sport. He flat out, he's like, I never played soccer. He's like, I was a football player. He's like, my kid wanted to play, so now I wanted to coach. And this was a coaching course where you show up, you got your license. There wasn't like a test you had to pass and all that stuff. You show up, you got it. So this guy got his grassroots license, where I don't see he's not gonna improve soccer in America.
Hopefully he's going to be an assistant coach on that team, and there's somebody else that's taking the lead.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. But I think that's our issue in the U.S. for soccer and is a multiple factor. It's not one variable. It's not because it costs too much money, or it is multiple reasons why U.S. is not doing as well as other countries in soccer.
Our whole system is now. This could get into a bigger discussion, and we're fast approaching an hour. But our whole system is backwards. Is really what there are some countries that are saying that, other folks like sports analysts are saying that ours is backwards. Is that all the really good coaches should be at the younger level to really hone in those skills for the kids, and then not that the other other coaches towards the top are not as good, but and also the whole pay for play thing is non-existent in other countries where there's options where it's free to almost no cost for kids to at least start playing soccer.
And one of the biggest thing, and because of the short too, is I see a lot of places post, if you go buy a soccer field in U.S., the goals are locked up, and they're not out. Yes, they are. Like I said, I ran a nonprofit organization. I had to lock my goals up because I didn't. People destroyed them. Again, the problem is people. It's not because we don't put the gear out for people to use. Trust me, as a nonprofit organization, if I put a goal out and a kid hangs from the goal bar, because everyone does, and that goal falls on them, I get sued.
You're
My
responsible.
organization
Yeah.
gets sued.
Yeah.
The nets get ripped. They're expensive. Nets are very expensive. The equipment and people vandalize and they ruin things and then get upset that they're not out there for the kids to use because you are messing it up. As I go back to adults are the problem.
Yep.
Agreed.
So
Get it together, adults.
That's
Please
right.
help. Teach your children how to take care of things.
Be an example for your kid.
All right. Well, since we've like fully used up the whole hour here tonight,
Sorry, Tim.
No, it's fine. No. This is great. I always this is the life of the AV life. This is what we deal with on a regular basis outside of our time in higher ed. Like this is the reality that we go home to. So yeah, this is I'm sorry to anybody who's not a sports person or a family person that was listening in this week, but this is where you at this point we've been running the show for this long. You should understand that these conversations happen, and this is where we divert to.
We always divert and derail.
We always divert and derail. So, but it's always entertaining. Excuse me. I gotta get my voice back in check for tomorrow. I got the VIT Summit in New York, so I'm be happy to participate in that. HETMA has the Buffalo Roadshow coming up on Friday, so we'll be getting a full report from them. So you're listening to this on Monday. That's already happened, but we'll get a report back.
Are you going to that, Renee?
No.
I think Nancy's heading out.
I'm going.
Yeah, Steve's there, so we'll have Steve.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll have Steve back for a full report. So
sure,
Sony will be there, but that's not my area of the country. So
I'm actually taking vacation next week.
All right,
you're coming to Buffalo.
Vacation.
Staycation.
Not in Buffalo.
No rental car. No rental cars.
No rental cars, Brandy.
No rental cars.
Sorry.
I probably won't leave my house.
Not a bad thing. So, all right. Well, thank you to the folks, and thank you, Steve, for joining in with us here tonight. Thank you to the crew as always. I couldn't do this without you. And thank you to Joe and Nancy for holding down the fort last week. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're almost here at the end. We're almost done through summer, so back to normality in the fall. So, yeah. So everyone enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back with a new episode next week, and as always, until our next adventure.